We're back on Wavy News 10 midday with breaking news out of Virginia Beach. The sentence has been handed down to a man who admitted he killed a beach pharmacist last April. We now take you to Virginia Beach, where Deanna LeBlanc has just stepped out of court, where the judge handed down more than the recommended sentence for Walter Hubbard, who again admitted that he killed the pharmacist David Kilgore last April. Deanna?
Right, Donna, as we just broke moments ago, Walter Hubbard is now facing life plus 63 years in prison, 15 of which are suspended, so it's life plus 48 years behind bars. Now, of course, Walter Hubbard entered a guilty plea months ago for murdering beach pharmacist David Kilgore and for leading police on a high-speed chase down 264 onto Witch Duck Road and basically throughout the city, firing at officers as he went. Now, his defense attorney tried to argue in court today during the sentencing hearing that Walter Hubbard was simply an addict. He was prescribed pain pills 6 weeks leading up to this event, that he was overprescribed, that he was extremely dependent, and that clouded his judgment. They tried to say that he wouldn't have done that had he not been overprescribed that medication. But the Commonwealth admitted into evidence today during this sentencing jail mail, letters that Walter Hubbard wrote to somebody while he was behind bars months after he was arrested, that seemed to show and seemed to explain to the judge that Walter Hubbard did not have any remorse for his actions. And I'm going to read you an excerpt from those in which he says, "I felt like Jesse James on April 14th, that is the day of the murder, trucking down the highway, popping off my clock, 9 hollow points, keeping the pigs at bay." Now, more chilling information coming from those letters is that when Walter Hubbard was shown the video that you're seeing of that high-speed chase and surveillance video from inside Beach Pharmacy, he made a joke about it. He said in his letters, "I'm unhappy that they wouldn't give me a big box of butter popcorn and a big gulp Sprite," sort of making a joke like he was going to the movies, is what the Commonwealth argued. The Commonwealth read another excerpt from another letter talking about that murder. He said if he, meaning David Kilgore, beach pharmacist, had not had that gun out, he'd be alive that day. Now, again, we are still gathering all of this evidence that was just entered inside that courtroom moments ago, just before the sentencing was handed down. But again, the big news, Walter Hubbard is sentenced to life plus 48 years behind bars. And in court today, David Kilgore's mother, sister, wife, and daughter read very emotional victim impact statements. They did not want to be filmed. They specifically requested not to be filmed while they read that. But we do have excerpts from what they said, and we will be bringing those to you today on Wavy News 10 beginning at 4. Don?
The judge seems pretty definite on making sure that Walter Hubbard never gets out of prison. Is there any chance or any possibility of an appeal in this case?
You know, Don, that's something that we're still working on. We're actually waiting for an interview with the Commonwealth's attorney, Colin Stolley, coming up to talk about what could happen next. But the judge had some very stern words for Walter Hubbard when he handed down the sentence. He said that the judge's job is to represent the Commonwealth, to hand down punishments, to speak for the Commonwealth, and that in a lot of cases that come before his courtroom, he has some empathy or some understanding as to why a crime was committed, and that is what he takes into consideration during the sentencing. He said in this case, he had no empathy, no understanding for Walter Hubbard. He said, "You far exceed any punishment that I can give you in your action." He said, "You gave one man, meaning David Kilgore, a death sentence and life sentences to his family." And again, his family talked so much about the grief they feel every day and about how hard it is for them every day, with a constant reminder that their father, husband, son, brother is no longer with them. We'll have much more on this coming up tonight at 4, 5, and 6. Live in Virginia Beach, I'm Deanna LeBlanc. 10 on your side.
All right, Deanna, thank you very much. Again, Walter Hubbard sentenced to life plus 63 years in prison for the murder of David Kilgore, pharmacist in Virginia Beach.